This is Mark Bell from Super Training Gym in Sacramento, California, the strongest gym in the West. We have a max effort squat session here. This segment runs out for about 10 minutes. You're going to see a lot of different lifts. You're going to see people kind of warming up. Just trying to give you guys an idea of what it's like to be inside the walls of Super Training. If you hear some funny noises in the background, it's my little girl. She's watching Tom and Jerry. So that's my excuse on that. There's Kara Weston going with some raw deadlifts off of a slight deficit. Trying to get some reps, trying to get some volume in. Can't stress enough how important it is to get in the proper amount of volume. How important it is to get in good, solid, clean reps. Here we are using the Zercher harness. You can purchase a Zercher harness from Louis Simmons. Westside-barbell.com carries them. And I cannot remember the price offhand, but whatever it is, it's 100% worth it. It's a great device. We have it on the long setting there. Some guys are longer than others. You may have heard that. I'm not really sure. But we have it on the longer setting there, and kind of mimicking a sumo pull. You could set it up higher. You see those two holes there. You could set it up a little bit higher, and it will mimic more of a good morning / conventional deadlift. What I like about the exercise is that it's a bitch. I mean, it's a real tough exercise. I'd say it's probably a better assistance movement or a max effort movement on a week where you're going to kind of back off. I just got done doing a meet where I squatted 1,080 and pulled 744, and not too beat up. Actually feel pretty good, but needed a break from the regular squatting and deadlifting. My arms definitely needed a break. Didn't want to hold on to anything heavy for a deadlift, and also didn't want to have my arms in a weird compromising position in a squat. Yes, Quinn. Here comes Quinn.
I love you.
I love you too, Quinn. I love your little baby that you're carrying. She's cute.
Look at Daddy.
Wow. Hey, what do you think of this video here? That's Robot. Do you like Robot, or does he stink? He's doing pretty good. Okay, there's Robot practicing some raw squats. He just got done with a meet as well, where he hammered out some good PRs. I believe he did a 2,000-pound total. I hope I'm not robbing him of some numbers. Here's Tara Getty going with a reverse band squat. The reverse band squats make the weights lighter at the bottom and heavier at the top. And for Tara and Jessica and a few others on this day, they were just kind of working out the kinks with their gear and their form. Anytime you get new gear, it's good to either squat a mile high or to use a reverse band or a combination of both. The reason I say that is just because it takes a high amount of skill to work in a new pair of gear, a new pair of briefs, or a new suit or something like that. So you're going to want to be cautious with it. Quinn, right now, if you can picture this, has a baby on my head while she's standing on the chair next to me. The baby is actually on my head, this baby doll that she has with a crown on it. There's Jessica Brown going again with another set. She's really made a lot of improvements in her form. We've got to still work on getting those knees to come out a little bit more on the squat. Sometimes an easy solution, you can see Tara struggling there a little bit. Sometimes an easy solution to helping people get their knees out is to really focus in on their actual stance. They may be going too wide. As you can see here, Juan is going pretty wide. Doing pretty good with it, but I would say he'd probably be a little more comfortable in just a little closer. Maybe about an inch on each side or so.
Daddy.
There's Ryan Cove, who hasn't been with us for a little while. He's kind of back in action with us for a little bit now. And he's always had really good forms, able to really force the knees out real well. That was Chris. Chris likes to do a lot of raw stuff. Hopefully we can get him into some powerlifting gear. He has had a couple injuries. That's why you really haven't seen a lot of him on these videos. He kind of banged up an abductor, adductor, one of those things, stalactite, stalagmite. I can never get it right. One of those type of deals, and kind of like up into the hamstring area, one of those mystery injuries that you can't ever seem to get rid of for some reason. Here's Kara again, going with some more raw work, raw squatting. Kind of made the suggestion to her that maybe she's going a little bit too wide, and that was locking up the hips, making it hard to get down there. Got Ryan Cove going here again with his beautiful orange briefs. Those are sexy, and he knows it. Here's Jessica Brown Eye going again. You can see Jessica leaning forward a little bit there, and what that'll do is that'll tighten up the straps of your suit, and it will also kind of prevent your hips from going down any further. You really need to sit into that suit. I call it kind of sitting into a pocket. You're sitting in like this pocket of strength, if you can imagine that. Sounds a little gay. But you're sitting into this pocket, and in order to sit in that pocket, you got to keep your chest and your head up, or at least neutral, and keep the hips neutral, not necessarily keep shoving them backwards. And you can see when Jessica was going, the hips kept moving backwards and the shoulders kept moving forward, creating more and more distance between your center of gravity. The shoulders and hips are getting further and further apart, which you don't want. You can see Ryan Cove here, as he gets to the bottom of the lift, does a pretty good job of actually pressing back into the bar with his upper body. Juan Laiha does a pretty good job of it too. His hips are underneath the bar the whole time. You do need to be careful that the knees don't come forward too much when you do that maneuver, but it's probably the best way to go about doing your squats. And this here for Kara, I think, is her first week of getting back to the straight bar after a long road to recovery with a bad shoulder injury. So here's Jessica going again. I believe she's got about 4 plates on there. This girl can handle a lot of weight, so it's going to be interesting to see what she can do in the future in some of this double ply gear. As you can see there, just getting locked up at the bottom, and you want to try to prevent that as much as you can. Get in and out of that bottom position as fast as you can, as efficiently as you can, so you can achieve the proper depth. But just got to keep working with her. She's been working hard. She's been doing a good job of improving on her squat. So we just got to continue to refine it as she has kind of now gone into multiply gear. There's David Butt Squish going. David is just watching some videos of him competing in our November meet that we had here the day before the women's pro-am. I actually think he would be... Sure, Quinn, you can have some gum. I actually think David would do really well competing on the Women's Day. But for some reason he slipped into the men's category, and he did really well. I was actually really impressed with his squats. I see David lift all the time. I see him lift every damn day basically, but didn't even really realize how good his form has gotten, and he just a great job of consistency and hard work over a period of time. You're going to see here he does a great job forcing his knees out. Somebody said to me one time, when you're doing a squat, you want to try to keep your kneecap as high as possible. That actually sounds like the weirdest cue of all time, but that's really what you want to try to do so you can get to depth quickly. Here's Lisa Lindhurst going with a 315-pound, 3-inch deficit deadlift. Look at that, she rocked that fucker out, man. That was awesome. I was so happy to see that. That was a great deadlift by her. And that's it from supertraining.tv.